Hello again. This week I thought I would just talk to you again. I've now been in London for a little over a week, so I thought I'd talk about sort of expectations versus my actual first impressions of the city. First off, I was told that the tube would be very quiet and kind of uncomfortable and socially awkward. It's not quite that. It's actually louder than I expected it, and I think that's because I'm comparing it to the L in Chicago, which that is very quiet and very uncomfortable, usually because there's homeless people on there asking for food, and if you avoid eye contact, they don't talk to you as much. So I think maybe there's a similarity between those two cities that I wasn't expecting as much. Also, the tube here is cleaner and more punctual, which I definitely like. It's actually surprisingly easy to forget that I'm in London. I've been so excited to come here, but now that I'm here, I kind of just keep slipping my mind. I just keep thinking, oh, I'm just in another big city that I haven't been to before. It doesn't feel super special, which makes sense really, but I just expected everything to be London all the time. It's not. It is still just a city. I thought it would seem stranger that they drive on the other side of the road. It doesn't seem strange to me, but I think that's mostly because I'm not the one doing the driving. If I was driving, I'd be having some problems with it. But I'm mostly either walking or taking the tube, and that doesn't really matter, and especially because most of the streets where I'm walking end up being one way anyways, so it's kind of definitely hard to tell. A more strange one this time. I've noticed more injured people walking around the city. Like people with crutches or different things that they're strapped to their arm to help them walk. And I don't entirely know why this is. My two theories on this are, one, England has better healthcare, so maybe it's just easier for people to have access to things like that will allow them to continue living their lives more normally. And two, I'm used to a suburb, and people tend to drive more often. Whereas here, driving is kind of difficult and a pain. So if you want to get somewhere, you walk. So maybe it's just that I'm noticing it more because people have to walk places, and so there's a lot of people on the streets. The last one is that it actually rains less than I thought. It has rained once while we were here, and even so, it was like a little drizzle, like Florida rain, which was strange. So it might be seasonal things, but I had still expected it to rain a lot more. I expected it to be colder as well. It's actually a little bit warmer than I had thought. So that's strange. But I'm not gonna complain. I like the rain, but if it's not raining, that's totally cool too. That's it right now. I'm sure I will come up with more things that seem strange that I hadn't expected, and I will put them in a future video. But until then, have an awesome week.